I purchased over 29 books and I did not pay regular price for them. I wanted to share with you what I got, how much I spent, and how I did it. So we have a few categories of books. We have our thrifted books, we have our discounted books from Homesense, and we have discounted books from Indigo. Thrifted books are going to be anything that I got secondhand, whether it be from a garage sale, a book sale, a used bookstore, or a thrift store. The Indigo and Homesense books are new books, not previously owned, but deeply discounted. And then I'm going to share with you two very special books that I bought on accident. The first group of books that I want to talk about is the discounted books from Indigo. Indigo is the Canadian version of Barnes & Noble, if you are not aware. And typically in each store, they have a section of books that are either 30% off, 20% off, or they're like $8, $6, $10. And I love these sections when I go book shopping. These are the places that I navigate to first. So over the weekend, we went to a few bookshops. Indigo/Chapters was one of the first places we went, and I want to show you what I got. So our first stack of books are hardcovers. As you can see, they have stickers on them that say 8, 6, and 8. The first book that I got was Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I think we've all heard at this point what this book is about, so I'm not going to go into detail, but I did get it for $8. Regular price was $34.95 Canadian. So what a steal. This book has an average rating of 4.1 on Goodreads, over 1 million ratings, and it's tagged as fiction, contemporary, and romance. One of the second books that I picked up was Foul Heart Huntsman by Gong. I actually do own book 1 of this series. I have not read it yet, but I saw book 2 for only $6 and I had to pick it up. I have read some of Gong's other work, so I'm a little confident that I will enjoy this read. And on the shelf along with this one was Our Violent Ends, also by Gong, also discounted to $8. I think this is like an interconnected series. I think you are supposed to read some before the other. I would have to look it up. But I got these books simply to continue the series that I already owned. This series by Gong is tagged as fantasy, historical fiction, and romance, and the same goes for Our Violent Ends. I happen to think that both of these are YA as well, so interesting. Both of these books are marked $25.99 at regular price. So what a steal. So the next group of books that I want to talk about are our previously owned thrifted books that we got from the thrift store and the used bookstores. Okay, we have a lot of thrifted books to go through. So the first used bookstore that we went to was a local bookstore in our city, Winnipeg, and we ended up getting 6 books from there. One of the books we picked up was Eleanor, Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail, Honeyman. This book regular price was $20 and I ended up getting it for only $4. They write their prices in the top corner of the page in pencil. This book is tagged as a contemporary fiction on Goodreads. 2 books that I had to pick up when I saw them was Ninth House and Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I love Leigh Bardugo's series, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, so I definitely had to pick these up. Not really sure what they're about, but I got them for a very good deal. These ones actually didn't have a price marked on the inside, but the regular prices were $26.99 Canadian each. These books are tagged fantasy, dark academia, mystery, horror, and paranormal, and I cannot wait to get into them. Another book that I spotted was called Nightshade by Autumn Woods. This has a 4.08 average rating on Goodreads out of 62,000 plus ratings. It's marked as a dark romance fantasy book, dark academia, and enemies to lovers. I only paid $5 for it and the retail price was $19 US. I'm not good at math, so I'm not really sure what that means in Canadian, but I'll let you do the work. And lastly, we picked up 2 books. They're from the same series. The first one was called The City We Became, and the second one's called The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin. They're marked fantasy fiction, science fiction on Goodreads, also urban fantasy, with a 3.8 overall rating and over 79,000 ratings. The guy said these books were published recently, so between these ones, the Leigh Bardugo books, and the 2 that were marked with prices, he let me buy them for a total of $40 for 6 books and I couldn't have been happier. The next place I went to was a thrift store and we picked up 3 books from there. First one was The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. This is book 3 of a series. As you can see, we paid $5.49 for it with a retail price of $23.99. So wow, lots of money off. It has a 3.65 overall rating on Goodreads with over 33,000 ratings. It's considered like a fantasy Christmas romance with witches and some paranormal activity. And I do already own the X-Hex, so we'll be reading that as well. I then spotted a book called Threadneedle by Cari Thomas. I hadn't heard of this book before, so we looked it up, and this had a 3.94 overall rating with over 10,000 ratings on Goodreads. And it's a young adult fantasy about witches. As you can see, I paid $5.99 for the book, but the retail price was $24.99 Canadian. And lastly, we picked up Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. Victoria Aveyard is one of my favorite authors, so this was an auto buy for me. Luckily, this is book 1 of the series. I paid $5.99 for it out of a retail price of $24.99 hardcover. It has a 3.57 average rating out of over 43,000 ratings on Goodreads, and it's tagged as fantasy, young adult, high fantasy. Very excited. So in total, we paid $18 for those books, plus the $40 from the other store, and that gave us a grand total of $58 at these 2 stores. And at 9 books, that's an average price of $6.55 a book. Oh my gosh. Incredible. And then lastly, for our thrifted books, this is a stack that I'm so proud of. I happened to go into a local thrift store and I spotted some Cassandra Clare on the shelf. The lovely lady that was volunteering at the store saw me looking at them and she said, "Hey, do you like that author?" And I said, "Hey, you know what? I do." And she's like, "I think I have more in the back." So while I'm holding 2, deciding if I've had them or not, doing all my research on my phone, she brought out a whole stack of Cassandra Clare books that I did not own. And then she told me if I was going to buy them, she was going to give me half off the books. So I got 6 Cassandra Clare books for $8. I know. That is, I can't even. So let me just really quickly go through the ones that we picked up. So I currently only own the Mortal Instruments series. I'm currently collecting the Infernal Devices series. We're adding Clockwork Prince to the Clockwork Angel we already have. Unfortunately, this one is paperback and I own a hardcover, but you know what? They're all gonna read the same, so I'm not even worried. And then we got 2 books from the Dark Artifices series. This is book 1 and book 2, Lady Midnight and Lord of the Shadows. So excited. I can't believe I'm starting my full entire Cassandra Clare backlog. And then we picked up book 1 of The Last Hours. This one's called Chain of Gold, paperback as well. I picked up the Shadowhunter's Codex, hardcover. And then I picked up the Bane Chronicles, hardcover. All of those Cassandra Clare books for $8. I'm still not over it. And I cannot wait to add these to my shelf. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to go over the books that I got from Homesense. These are going to be new books that were marked down or discounted for whatever reason. I want to show you what I got. I'm just going to rapid fire through these. You can always look them up on your own time. But I got Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey simply because I'm a baseball girly. Retail price was $12 and I got it for $7.99. I picked up books 2 and 3 of Zodiac Academy. Both paperbacks, a retail price of $32 each, and I ended up only paying $20 each. So now we have books 1 through 3. And then I got Glow of the Everflame hardcover, retail price of $39.99, and I only paid $9.99 for it. So adding this to the collection, we do have Spark of the Everflame over there on our TBR card. We have the paperback of The Stars Are Dying by Chloe Peñaranda. This is marked as $12 regular price, but I got it for $7.99. I know this is more expensive. They just covered it up with the sticker, so I can't really see the retail price. I picked up book 2 of the Crystal Bloom series. We have book 1 on the TBR cart. This one says it has a retail price of $29 paperback, and I ended up paying $16.99 for it. Beautiful sprayed edges. Then I saw First Time Caller by BK Borison. I've already read this book, but I did love it quite a lot. Retail price is marked as $25.99 for this book paperback, and I picked it up for $16.99. Then I saw The Rom-Comers by Catherine Center, retail price of $25, and we got it for $7.99. And lastly, we got Rewind It Back, book 2 of the Windy City series by Liz Tom-Forty, retail price of $26 Canadian, and I paid $7.99. For the first 5 books that we got from Homesense, it was a total of $57 spent, and that was an average $11.40 per book. The second set of books we got, the 4 books, was also $58, and so that was about an average of $14.50 per book. Man, those Zodiac Academy books were a little steep for being discounted. And then silly little me, learn your lesson, don't do what I did. I ended up buying 2 books that I already own, so I'm just eating the cost on these ones. But this was book 2 of Zodiac Academy. We already owned it, so spent another $20 on this book. Didn't need to. And then we picked up Carissa Broadbent's The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. Forgot I already owned this. Retail price of $27.99. And I only spent $8 on it, so that one's not bad. But I will try to sell these online somewhere, maybe Facebook Marketplace, maybe a garage sale. I don't know, but I have them and now I must get rid of them. So that makes a whopping total of $203 with 27 books bought. That equals a grand total of $7.52 per book. Not bad at all. You know, I would say that is quite the steal. What do you think, Mira? Mira thinks we got a good deal too. So if you made it this far in the video, please share a book stack in the comments below so that I know you were here. Let me know which one of these books you would love to dive into first. Please understand that buying books is definitely a luxury of mine, but I do always try to find good deals on books because in this economy, it is really hard to spend upwards of $25 on a new book every time it comes out. You can really save a lot of money if you spend the time looking for the deals, be really patient and wait for the books to go on sale, and always checking your secondhand sources because there's nothing wrong with a previously loved book. I do truly thank you for being here with me today, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Goodbye! I picked up the Shadowhunter's Codex.